In this video, we're going to be talking about applying the C major scale to the guitar. Now, how we're going to do this is we're going to play the C major scale by doing 3 notes per string in the key of C. Just as a refresher, the C major scale contains the notes C, D, E, F, G, A, and B. So, to start, we're going to be doing this on the A string, starting on the C note, which is on the 3rd fret. Now, we're going to be doing this exercise starting on the A string, because when you do that, it's a bit more symmetric on the guitar and we'll end up starting on C as well as ending on C. So, to begin, we're going to play the first 3 notes of the C major scale on the 1st string, which in this case is going to be the A string. So we're going to go C, D, E. Then, once we've played the first 3 notes, we're going to move to the next string and play the next 3, which will be F, G, A. Then we will do B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So let's slow that down. Now, the key to this exercise is really honing in on this pattern. The pattern of starting from C and ending on C. Once you get this shape down, what you want to do is try playing it in terms of different intervals. So what I mean by that is the intervals we were just doing it in was we were ascending in seconds, whether it was a natural second or a minor second, where a natural second is just 2 frets up or a whole step, and a minor second is 1 fret up or a half step. So the other methods of doing this is ascending in other intervals. The first one we'll look at is ascending in thirds. Now, when we go through all these ascensions, what we're going to do is we're going to jump up to whatever interval we're ascending in, and then we're going to jump back down to the next note that follows the one that we first played. So, as an example, when we ascend in thirds, we're going to skip a note, so C to E, and then we're going to go back down to D. And then we're going to skip up to F, go back down to E. Now let's slow that down. Now let's go through the rest of the intervals that we have. Now that we've covered all the intervals that you can ascend in with this pattern, we have to focus on finger placement. Now, just as a brief overview, with these shapes in any major scale pattern, you're never going to run into any shape when you do 3 notes per string that's going to spread over 6 frets. So if we take a look at the first part of this pattern, we have the 3rd fret, 5th fret, and 7th fret. That spreads over 5 frets. Now, in terms of correct finger placement, you can either do the middle or the ring for the 5th fret. The way you want to think about it is that you want to assign 1 finger to each one of the frets. So the first one is always going to be with your index finger. Now when we spread over 5 frets, this is where personal choice comes into play. If you're more comfortable doing your middle finger for the 5th fret, you can do that, or your ring finger if you're more comfortable with that. But the last note in these patterns should always be played with the pinky. So, index, middle or ring, pinky. Now because the next one on the D string is the exact same shape, you can do the exact same thing. Index, middle or ring, and pinky. Now when we get to the last 3 strings, when we have this B, C, D on the G string, this is where we only have 4 frets that we're really spreading our fingers through. So here is where we have to assign 1 finger per each fret. In this case, since we have 4 fingers, it works out perfectly. So for the 4th fret, you're going to want to do your index, and for the 5th fret, you're going to want to do your middle. Because if we were to play the 6th fret, which we don't in this pattern, we would think about our ring finger as covering whatever note we're playing on the 6th fret in this case. And of course, for the 7th fret, we just finish off with our pinky. So we have pointer or index, middle, pinky. For the next shape, it's the exact same one where we have the E, F, G. So we have index, middle, pinky. And for the very last shape where we have A, B, C, we're going to want to start again with our index finger, and then we skip over the 6th fret, and we do not use our middle finger, but that would be the finger we would use if we did play it. And then we play the 7th fret with our ring, and then the 8th with our pinky.